And good morning, everybody. I decided to do this segment on land yachts and kind of give a little info as to why I went the direction with these two unusual builds. As a kid, my brother's friend had a 65 Pontiac sedan. It was white and it had torque thrusts on it. Rode in that quite a lot when I was a kid. I had a 73 New Yorker. I rode in that when I was a kid. Brother-in-law had a 68 Mercury Meteor four-door. I rode in that when I was a kid. 390, that thing used to scream. And and then of course there were Galaxies. A couple of my aunts and uncles had Ford Galaxies, four doors mostly, but similar. Yeah. And there were cars that people had in their driveways. They were the transportation. They were, the station wagons were like the SUVs, and if you had a big car like this in your yard, it meant you were doing quite well. So, and this is 1967 Impala. That's the year I was born. So these cars were still quite plentiful when I was very young. Back then, I remember thinking they were old cars. Meanwhile, they're only like 8-9-year-old cars, 5-year-old cars, 2-year-old cars. Yeah, so that's why I wanted two builds like this, but with a different kind of twist to them. I wanted to have them as modified. I mean, the cars I rode in didn't have 4 speeds, didn't have chrome wheels, and they definitely didn't have big block 427s in them. But yeah, this Impala was heavily kit bashed. It's from the Supernatural kit. And then I got the Impala SS kit, 2-door. And then I used the console, seats, and of course shifter. And I even used the dash from the Impala SS. And then the hood from the Impala SS. And then these wheels and tires were from the, what was it? Yeah, the 69 El Camino kit I have, AMT. Still haven't built that one. Yeah, so that's quite modified. And then of course the blue Ford LX. Keep getting them mixed up. XL, I want to say LX. So yeah, I wanted a couple land yachts reminiscent of the vehicles I rode in as a kid, but modified versions. Like if I won the lottery or something, I would buy a couple old cars like this, and they would probably look something similar to this. Just kind of brings me back to the days when I was a little guy sitting in the back seats of these cars with the adults. We didn't use seat belts back then. Yeah. So yeah, these are now two of my favorite builds actually. They look good together. I got them stacked in the display cases, one on top of the other. And they're my favorites because they are very reminiscent of cars that I remembered as a kid. Neighbors, aunts, uncles, friends, school teachers, friends' parents, they had cars like this. There was one in town back in the day. It was a 69 Impala, blue with a white top, I believe. And it was a sedan as well. 454 in it. The guy used to drive around town doing burnouts with it and stuff. It was a nice car. That was back in the early 80s. So yeah, just wanted to do a little segment on why I built these two. Yeah, I built these two because they bring me back to a time when these were common transportation. And as a little guy, I rode in cars very similar to these. All right, everybody. Thanks for viewing, and I'm trying to share as much as I can, try and develop a few stories to go along with the builds, and explain what inspired me to build these the way I did. All right, thank you for viewing, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll have one or two more new builds up. Hey, thank you.